Along the road, migrants walk near the steel fence that marks the border between the United States and Mexico at Sasabe, Arizona. They've already walked 9 miles into the U.S. to get to this camp in Sasabe. Here, they wait to turn themselves in to U.S. Border Patrol officers. Most say they will ask the United States government for asylum.
In my country in Africa, things are not going well. That is why I decided to come to the United States.
The migrants describe their journey to the U.S. as dangerous.
I was afraid for my safety since in the forest in Panama, it was not easy. We were walking in a big forest. It wasn't easy, but we made it.
U.S. officials released encounter data showing that illegal crosses into the United States from Mexico fell more than 6% in April, defying the usual spring increase. U.S. Customs and Border Protection says it encountered nearly 129,000 migrants between ports of entry along the southwest border. That's down from about 137,000 in March and nearly half of December's 250,000. The U.S. government has largely attributed the decline in encounters to more enforcement in Mexico. Migrants are still coming from different parts of the world.
There's a lot of migration that we're seeing from West Africa. So these generally are languages and cultures that we're not familiar with, languages and cultures that the other migrants are not familiar with. So that's always going to be a bit of a challenge.
But even with the lower figures, CBP officials say smugglers push migrants to the most isolated areas, like this one in the Tucson sector in Arizona.
We have to get out to these very remote areas that don't have necessarily paved roads to get to. So we are getting out there best we can to get to them, triage them, determine if there's someone that's more vulnerable than the rest, and then get those populations out of there.
Since May 2023, U.S. immigration officials deported more than 720,000 individuals. The majority had illegally crossed the southwest border. At the camp in Sasabe, humanitarian workers provide migrants with food and water.
It used to be it was Mexico and Central America, and those people still come. But there are people from various countries in Africa, met people from Bangladesh, from India, from, I don't know, it's kind of a United Nations sort of a thing.
The decrease in encounters hasn't slowed down the Republican criticism of how the Biden administration is handling immigration issues.
If people think they can come illegally, they will come.
U.S. officials say they will remain vigilant to understand the shifting migration patterns. Aline Barros, VOA News, Washington.